Good afternoon, everyone. How are you? This is Unapologetic Tea Time with your host, PG. That's me. Sorry that I did not get a chance to come on last night at 10 p.m. Thanks to all hell breaking loose, technical difficulties, Comcast letting me down with no internet for some reason, and you name it, it happened. So be it. Anyway, this is Unapologetic Tea Time with your host, PG. That's me. Hope all is doing well on this grandiose Thursday afternoon. I won't be long, y'all, but I wanted to come on anyway and do what I am supposed to do, and that's hold my podcast or vlog like I'm supposed to do. I know it's not Wednesday, it is Thursday. And today is Think About It Thursday. For all you church folks that are listening and or that may tune in a little bit later, do me a favor. Let me get through the first 3 to 5 minutes of my monologue, and I'm certain that you will find something useful that you would like to hear and share with your neighbors, friends, coworkers, and the like. So stay tuned. Folks, I'm not going to dilly dally around. I'm going to get straight into the monologue. And as my little big cousin down in Baton Rouge, Louisiana would say or says quite often, let's get live. And y'all know what I mean by let's get live. It's going to be a little funky, but we're going to clean it up and we're going to take care of some business. First up, folks, let me talk about, before I get into the crux of my podcast here, let me talk about a few things that need to be discussed. I've been kind of quiet about the whole political um, scene here with what's going on with the whistleblower and the impeachment inquiry investigation that has now been launched on the buffoon, as I call him, the bozo in chief, president of the United States of America. It is to my knowledge that they're going to do some in Congress, or the House is going to be doing some heavy duty investigating. Now, let's think back to the Mueller investigation that took 2+ years to do and hundreds of thousands of dollars. Some arrests were made and prison sentences were handed out. However, this man has remained the commander in chief of the United States. So he has remained unscathed so far. I never thought in my lifetime that I would see such chaos and such division amongst the United States citizens here in our country. That has been being caused by one person and his political party and a few others and some foreign nations that have dipped and dallied into our business instead of staying the fuck out of it and taking care of their own fucking country. We don't need no goddamn help. Not at all. If any help that we need help getting this motherfucker out of office. That's what the kind of help we need. And that's my opinion. That's why you're listening to Unapologetic Tea Time with your host, PG. That's me. And I'm not going to apologize because this is my opinion, my views. And if you don't like it, well, too bad. My biggest fear today, after waking up this morning and giving praise to the Almighty for letting me see another day, is that for this country, such divisiveness is at hand right now. How will this country be able to handle going forward any type of impeachment inquiry or impeachment proceedings moving forward after the inquiry? That's a concern, and it's sort of scary. And for those of you who are in the know and those of you who want to know, let me tell you why it's scary. One, it could potentially backfire on the Democrats and all of the people who know and want this person taken out of office for treason, for not being able to correctly follow the bylaws of the U.S. Constitution. You name it, there's a plethora of things that we can bring up legally against this person. But will we be able, as an economy, as a nation, stand some of the things that could potentially take place, such as a heavy-duty recession? A recession is looming right now, y'all. And I say that to say this: it will potentially be worse than the crash in 2007 and 8. How will people be able to combat that? We have ruined or have tainted the minds of some of our allies and angered some of our allies. We are sending troops over to Iran. How is all of this going to play out? Will we be able to withstand another 4 years with this person being in office? This son of a bitch even had the audacity to throw his own vice president under the bus. So I don't know. It's kind of a waiting game. It's kind of a wait and see. And it's unfortunate that we have to do this, but it's time. And of course, time is of the essence. So with that being said, I'm going to ask and challenge each and every one of you who are not registered, who may be listening to me, who are subscribed to me, who are not registered to vote. Please do so before November so that you can participate in the November elections that are coming up, perhaps in your county, your state, wherever you live, your township or whatever. And also be already registered for the upcoming 2020 elections that are going to take place, and a significant election at that, which will be the election for a new president of the United States of America. Tuesday was National Voters Registration Day, and a lot of times that day is garnered with people taken to the streets in different places where a lot of people congregate and try to tell people about voting and help them register to vote. A lot of times now in a lot of states, probably 37, maybe 40 states right now, are online with their voter registrar's office, where you can now go online and register to vote in that particular state. Now you will have to inquire with your voters registration's office or office of voters registration to find out, or you may be able to Google it to see if your state is one of the states that does it online, which will be easy for you to do. You don't need transportation to be taken over to the facility to do that. You can set at a computer at a library or someone's home or your home or wherever you are, which will be much easier on individuals if you're not registered to vote. But please, I encourage and I challenge each and every one of you, if you are a registered voter or if you're not a registered voter, please do so. If you are a registered voter, please encourage people that you know who aren't registered voters. Maybe lend a hand in explaining some of the many ways that they can register to vote. Maybe lend a hand in transporting a person or giving them transportation, giving them a bus token or a bus fare or whatever they need to help get them to the place where they can register to vote, because it is important that you do so. It is our civic duty as a citizen of this great nation. People died for me to have the right to vote, and I damn well am going to exercise that right uh, for as long as I have breath in my body. I'm going to do so. So that's really, what I wanted to talk about firsthand. But back to the political part of this impeachment inquiry, I don't know where it's going to go, but I hope it ends positive, and not backfires on anything, and we have to reap the repercussions. I hope it ends positively in the right direction where they get this buffoon out of office for good. Um, I know that some people won't be happy, but others will. And I think our nation can then start the healing process. But we have a long road ahead of us. And everyone needs to stay woke. Everyone needs to get ready, because if you're ready, there's no need to get ready if you're already ready. So stay woke and be ready. That way you don't have to get ready. It's going to be a long uphill battle, y'all. A long uphill battle. Well, folks, with that being said, I'm going to move right into what I wanted to talk about. And it's a few things, not a whole lot. Easy peasy. This week, nothing too taxing on the mind, but a few things that I want to lay on your mind for you guys out in YouTube land to think about, as my subscribers and future subscribers. And when you're sharing this vlog and podcast, remember fall is in the air, and now is a good time to think about home pest removal and control, because surely pests will start to enter into our homes in the fall of the year, like they always do. Um, so there's things that we can do to combat that. And I thought that I would take the time out to start talking about some things that we can be doing at our homes, apartment buildings, condos, tiny homes, whatever you live in, to get ready for the fall and winter season. Because remember, October is right around the corner, and that signifies the fourth quarter. In the fourth quarter, we have all of three major holidays and the hustling and bustling for coming up to Thanksgiving. And then next thing you know, it's going to be Christmas. And then right around the following week, it'll be New Year's. So there's a lot that goes on, and a lot of people like to spruce up during that time of the year anyway, do a little fall cleaning and what have you. And what better way to start it off is to make certain that your house is free of pests, whether it be spiders, tree roaches that come in from outdoors, maybe a few roaches that you've seen in your house, because as sure as you see one or two, you have some more. Ants, sugar ants, and what have you. So I say that to say this, y'all, the best way to keep pets, not pets, but pests themselves, or bugs, under control at home, and it's whether you live, in a freestanding single family house, duplex, apartments, like I said before, condos or tiny houses or whatever. You can prevent these or stop the infestations. The way to keep them from getting what they need is the way that you would actually garner control, because a lot of times the pests will enter into our dwellings looking for water, perhaps, or food, a food source, whether it be leftover food, uh, baseboards that they might chew on. I mean, it just depends. So we want to look around, take a little bit of time, look around, especially during the daytime or especially when it's sunny outside. Look at some of your windows, your doors, and see if you can see light coming in between, the door frame or under the door, or maybe near the top part of the door. If you can see light from the outside shining in, or in, then there's a crack there, and you might want to purchase a little bit of weather stripping or whatever, caulking for your windows or whatever. And these things are very inexpensive items that can be purchased from any hardware store or home improvement stores, such as Home Depot and or Lowe's, or Menards, or whatever area of the country that you may reside in. I'm sure that there's at least a couple building material centers and do-it-yourself home improvement stores around you, and you can get those items. Um, and like I said, keeping the food or cutting off their food source and their water supply, and their shelter, they'll be less likely to come in and try to settle in your home. Um, Also, with that being said, y'all, there are easy ways to keep, like I said, these pests from coming in. And we discussed, one was the caulking and the weather stripping. And the other things to do, sometimes I know that some folks, we have allergies and a lot of things these days. So we have to kind of be careful of what we bring into the homes for chemicals. Whether we decide if we're going to use foggers. Foggers are kind of messy, you know. I myself, I will use foggers as a last resort or something, short of calling pest control, which I have pest control. But in the meantime and in between time, pest control, I normally put out a little bit of bait to make sure that they're not going to be a nuisance to me. So you can do a lot of things yourself, or if you feel the need, go ahead on. First off, you need to really identify what it is that you have, whether it's a water bug, um, whether it's a regular German cockroach, whether it's a tree roach, whether it's spiders, household spiders, whether it's mites, whether it might be a flea or fleas if you have pets inside, or pets that go in and out. Oftentimes they'll bring in some fleas and drop them, in your carpets or whatever, or on your floors or whatever, and fleas multiply like nothing flat. We all know that. But you want to be able to identify these pests first before you seek out particular pesticides if you're going to go that particular route. A lot of times, silverfish or these things, sometimes we've never seen certain household pests before. And you may need help in identifying, and Google, maybe your hardware store, put, if you can, if it's already dead, sweep it up, put it in maybe a Ziploc bag or whatever. There's also the Cooperative Extension Service in most townships and counties, and in every state, that you may be able to call, and there may be a local office that you can even mail it to, and they can identify it for you. But trying to do it over the phone is going to be a little bit hard. Most times they really need to see the bug or the pest itself. That way they can get a clear picture and understanding of what it is that you have, and maybe direct you the correct way of what you need to do in order to get rid of those pests. So don't forget to make certain that you know what it is that you're trying to get rid of. Now you may want to put down a generalized application or bug spray or something that kind of takes care of like just the general stuff, like house roaches, ants, fleas, things of that nature, spiders, silverfish, water bugs, different things of that nature. You can always put something down that will take care of that, because it's kind of like a general purpose pesticide. And a lot of times these general purpose pesticides have a natural ingredient, or pyrethrin it's called, and those are basically also man-made, also in the labs, from the chrysanthemum plant. So they're not as caustic as some of the older chemicals that are out there still on the market, that you may get a hold to and apply in your house, and it makes everybody in there sick. So just pay attention to what's on the label, and please follow the label's instructions, um, because those pests that Home Depot, Lowe's, and other places sell, they have been tested to be able to be applied in household settings around people. So they are safer than getting something that's very high in chemical content, and putting in your home and not knowing perhaps what effect it's going to have on someone who may have an allergy. Or even if you don't have an allergy, just make certain that you're not using something that could potentially make a situation worse than what it already is, and send you or a family member or your entire family to the hospital. Um, some pesticides, there's special equipment that may be needed, and you want to really stay away from those, and not apply those yourself. That's not really something that you want to do yourself. You always want to enlist the help of a certified pest control specialist, such as someone from Arkin, or I don't know who else, whoever, bug away man, the bug zapper man, whoever's in your township, red man, killer bug, whoever your pest control companies are in your surrounding areas. I'm sure there's several. Then you want to enlist the help of them. A lot of times they'll have specials if you are a new customer. You can get a really steep discount that way. We did talk about the Cooperative Extension Service just briefly, and I want to remind you that the Cooperative Extension Service is in every state and in most major cities. So you can look for them on Google, or you can maybe call directory assistance, or you can go to the library, or whatever you need to do to find the number and or the website. But these days, most people have a cell phone that's on the internet, and most people have some type of computer or a tablet, or like I say, go to the library and get some help with that. And you can definitely call them, and a lot of times they can actually give you a few examples of particular things that you can use to rid yourself of those nuisances in your house. There's also, of course, the National Pesticide Information Center, which is a good one, and that's npic.orst.edu. npic.orst.edu. And that's the National Pesticide Information Center, and they have really good information on pests and how to control them and what is needed to control them. And they also have quite a number of pictures, which may help you if you don't know the particular insect that's in the house, and you actually capture one, or it's already, you smash it or whatever. You can actually put that in a Ziploc bag or whatever, and may be able to identify it that way. There are some favorites that I have. I have about 3 of them that are some do-it-yourself favorite pest control recipes that I use from time to time myself. And I'd like to share them with you guys today. The first one is Diatomaceous Earth. And a lot of you, if you have a swimming pool, They put diatomaceous earth in the swimming pool filters. Now, the diatomaceous earth that I'm talking about is more, it's not as granular. This one is the more powdered flour-like consistency. You can get that at your local Ace Hardwares or any of the, if there's still True Value Hardwares out there. Garden centers will tend to sell it. Even pool supplies will sell diatomaceous earth. You only need a small bag of it. A lot of times they'll sell it anywhere from a 1 pound bag all the way up to a 50 or 100 pound bag. For someone's house, personally, I would get a 1 pound bag. That should last you. Just make sure you're storing it in a cool, dry place. But you can sprinkle that in your entranceways of your home, around the perimeter of the home, in cabinets, under, say, a little bit in corners, behind the refrigerator, behind your stove, washers and dryers and things of that nature, a little bit in the corners of each closet, um, on the patio a little bit, anywhere that there's entranceways and things of that nature, and where something may get in and hide or whatever, or set up a little nest or lay some eggs, you can put it there. Has the consistency of flour or baking soda. So, and it's not harmful. The other one that I like to use from time to time is I use 1 part baking soda and 1 part sugar, and I mix those two together. And the reason why I put the baking soda and, well, with the sugar is, one, it's not a chemical reaction, but just a little bit of sugar with that will definitely bait them as a bait. But once they get into the baking soda, they don't live at all. And it's non toxic, especially around small children, babies, and what have you. A lot of times when they're crawling at toddlers' ages, they like to take their finger and they may put it in their mouth. That way, it's just a little baking soda and flour, and it's not going to kill them, or it's not going to make them sick. My other recipe that I like to use, that my grandmother always used, and still works to this day, and a lot of people swear by it, is 20 Mule, 20 team, or 20 Mule team Borax. You use 2 parts Borax to 1 part sugar. Again, you mix it up and you apply it just like I told you for the previous part, which is sprinkling it around entranceways, patios, around maybe the perimeter of your home, maybe up against the bricks, so anywhere entering into the house, or anywhere like your back doors or stuff like that, in cabinets. But you only need small amounts. A lot of people put it on like a little in a little capful or something, or they'll just apply it very liberally to the surface. If you have like I don't know, something in the bottoms of your cabinets, like shelving paper or something of that nature, it's not going to stain it or do anything of that nature. And you just put it in the back of the cabinets and what have you, behind the stoves, behind the refrigerators. You can pull it out, sprinkle a little bit even under the refrigerator. That will deter roaches, ants, silverfish. They crawl through it one time, they're not gonna come back out of it. So those are some things that you can do without using heavy duty chemicals, or without using chemicals that are tried and true and does still work to this day. So with that being said, I'm going to move right on. Y'all, there has been a scam. It's the #1 scam for 2019. And I was over at a friend of mine's earlier this midday, shall we say. Yes, it is pet friendly. As far as the diatomaceous earth, you kind of want to keep them away, but it won't kill them. If they eat a lot of it, it may make them sick. Diatomaceous earth is what I talked about. And also I talked about the 20 team Mule Borax, by using 2 parts borax to 1 part sugar. And also, I talked about another recipe that you can make up, which is 1 part baking soda to 1 part sugar, and you just mix it up. Now, when I say 1 part, so that means if you're gonna use 1 cup, you use a cup of baking soda to a cup of sugar, or like the 20 Team Mule Borax. I told you 2 parts, so you say, for instance, maybe 2 cups of borax to 1 cup of sugar, or if you want to make 4 cups, or whatever you want to do, but you use twice as much borax to the sugar if you're using borax and sugar together. But if you're using the baking soda, it's equal parts. 1 part baking soda, 1 part sugar. If you use a spoon of baking soda, then use a spoon of sugar. Very little amount, but hey, but those are pet friendly. The diatomaceous earth is still pet friendly. Keep in mind, y'all. However, if they eat a lot or consume a lot of the diatomaceous earth, it may upset your pet's stomach, but it certainly will not kill them. But that's about it. But I want to let you guys know about the #1 scam that's going on. I was sitting at my friend's house because I had to run over for something, and then I needed to do some other things. But sitting there, and I was just getting ready to tell them about it again, because I had told them earlier on during the year when it first started. And lo and behold, their phone rung, and it was somebody on the phone talking about they were from the Social Security Administration, and their Social Security number was being canceled, and to press 1 if they did not want that to happen. Well, the scam is, first off, Social Security does not call you at random. Okay, y'all, please keep this in mind. The Social Security Administration does not make a habit of calling folks at random out the clear damn blue. You sitting at your house and they calling your fucking cell phone. They don't do that. All right. The only way that Social Security will call you, you're going to be expecting a call from them. You will know. They're either going to send you a letter and tell you to call them. And once they talk to you, then they say, okay, we'll get back with you. That worker bee or whatever is going to call you, whoever was assigned to your case or whatever like that. Perhaps, yes. But other than that, you hadn't talked to any damn body from Social Security or whatever, they ain't fucking fixing to call you. The IRS doesn't fucking call people like that. It's a scam. But when you press the #1, press 1, then these fuckers are going to come on the line and they're going to tell you, if you don't want your Social Security number canceled, nothing can fucking cancel your Social Security number. Once you get the motherfucker, it's good till the day you die. And then it's still around. It's just that you're going on and the Social Security number is just there. It'll never be used again as far as assigned again, because that number is only for one person. But they'll tell you, if you don't want your Social Security number canceled, then pay us X amount of dollars. She got that call today while I was literally sitting at her house. It was unbelievable. So this scam is going on throughout the country, and they're targeting people 40 plus years of age. Okay, 40 plus. So please, please, if you have elderly parents, if you have elderly friends, aunts, uncles, whomever, your cousins, whatever, your neighbor, let them know. Don't press 1. Just hang up the phone, because it's not Social Security that's calling you. Even they're so slick, they are spoofing the number to make it look like it's actually Social Security on the caller ID calling you. It's not Social Security. Social Security is never going to call you and ask you for pay them some money to get your Social Security number back and all that craziness. But elderly people sometimes not knowing, and they get a person who is very aggressive with them, and they are afraid, and they haven't heard about this particular thing going on, then they may actually pay. A lot of times they'll tell them to go to the store and buy a whole bunch of damn gift cards and stuff and then send it to this particular address or whatever. No, no, hell to the no. It's a scam. So the PG with unapologetic tea time is going to tell it like a TI is. Don't do it. Hang up on their ass. Let's spread the word, y'all. Let y'all people know these fuckers are calling. It's the number one scam. The FCC is on it. The Better Business Bureau is on it. It was on the national news this morning, again, reiterating, please tell people about the scam that's going on. It was in the USA Today's newspaper. So, I mean, it's unbelievable. Yes, yes. I think it was the Lord putting me there at the right time because I mean, I said, don't press one, just hang up. And she was like, well, what? I said, don't do it. Don't do it. And she didn't. She hung up. And I said, she said, why? Why didn't, because I wanted, I wanted to make sure. I said, no, there's no making sure. They do not grab your social security number and cancel your social security number. I said, no, 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 that's not how that goes. That's not how that goes. But they're preying up on elderly people. And this person is in their 60s with a serious, serious medical condition. They need a kidney. And I'm praying like everybody else that there's a donor that's going to come through. But I mean, this person don't have time to be answering their phone and somebody literally bothering them about some scam and some bullshit. And this person is fighting every day for their life. But yeah, they're calling people. And that's the kind of stuff that they're doing. But it was in the USA Today's newspaper. It was what else was it on? It was on Google News. It was on um was it NBC or USA Today's website? No, it was on NBC News this morning. I mean, it's going around. And that's sad. That's really sad. But I want everybody to know, and that's what I do. I'm unapologetic in my opinions and my viewpoint. But I also give out helpful tips, hints, and I try to give out good news and information because before I turn it loose to you all, I have researched the shit out of it because I want to make sure that I'm telling the correct thing. Okay? You can take it to the bank. I don't do fake news. I don't do fake news. Okay? And if I can't put out something to help you, I'm damn sure not going to put out something to hurt someone because it is not my intent or my will to hurt someone. I'm doing this because one, it gives me something to do, and two, I know that I can reach a few people, and everything that I say may not be taken seriously, but there are some things that I share that I try to share every week that can help people. Also, I want to remind everyone while I'm here is don't forget, if you have children or if you have grandchildren and you have old car seats in your garage or in your storage locker or your storage outside on your patio or in your closet that you no longer use, take them to Walmart. You can take 2 per household. Turn them in by the 30th of September, and they will give you 2 $30 gift cards just by turning those old car seats in. You cannot use a booster seat, but you can definitely take in an old used car seat. They're not going to question you where you got it from. You can get it off the garbage. You can get outside the road. I don't care where you get it from. But a lot of people have these just sitting around. They no longer, the children are grown, gone, or whatever. The grandkids are big. They don't use them, and you definitely, if they're years old, you can't use them because they are out of date. But this is baby safety month, the month of September. So what Walmart decided to do was partner with a recycling company and to try to get a lot of the old car seats out of use, that so that people won't be tempted to use them. And if a wreck or something should occur, then they're uncertain that that baby or that child, that precious cargo, won't be hurt because they're using an old car seat. So when you turn them in, you can turn one in, you get $30. You turn two in, you get two $30 gift cards. That's $60. Somebody out here hearing this, share this with somebody all the way up until September the 30th through the 30th. Walmart, any Walmart throughout the continental US. It's not certain Walmarts, it's all of them. You take it to customer service, you hand them the car seat, they turn around, they ask you for an ID. That's it. Next thing you know, they hand you your gift card or gift cards over the counter. You walk out the store winner. Or you go into the store and continue to shop or whatever. That could be food for someone. That could be gas. Put them up for the fourth quarter for Christmas time. You can make that $30. You could turn that $30 probably into $60 because a lot of times there's sales and you can make it stretch. You know, but I'm just here. I'm just spreading the word. I just want to let y'all know, don't forget that that's still going on through September the 30th. If you have an old car seat no longer being used, take it over there to Walmart. And they'll give you $30 for one or $60 for two. Not cash, but Walmart gift cards. You can use those Walmart gift cards at Sam's Club, and you can use the Walmart gift cards at the store and at walmart.com as well. Yes, I'm glad you stumbled upon me too. I really thank you for taking time out of your day to listen to me. That is correct. Never answer a call if you don't know who it is who's calling. Even if you should answer because you pay your phone bill or whatever, even if you should answer, you don't have to talk to them. You know, and you hear this recording or robocall, hang up the phone. You know, because sometimes someone may have gotten into an accident or whatever, can't find the phone or whatever, or somebody's having to call you from another number to let you know that your loved one has been in an accident or whatever. So you never know on that. But just because you answer doesn't mean you have to stay on that phone. You might answer, say hello or whatever, and they call, and next thing you know, you hear a recording or some bullshit, hang it up. That's what I do. I don't care. I'm gonna hang it up. But you guys have been listening to Unapologetic Tea Time with your host, PG. That's me. Later on this evening, I will have some information about the scam that I talked about earlier on, and I will have a reminder about the last push for the car seats to take in the old car seats if you have them. Tell your friends, family members, neighbors, co-workers, or whatever, and just spread the word and help get some of these old car seats out of people's houses. Plus, I mean, hey, it's a few dollars that you get for an old car seat that was just sitting there collecting dust anyway. We can all use a little bit of money. Who knows? Oh yeah, that's true. If you say yes to something, yeah, they could possibly try to open some credit in your name or say you said yes and agreed to something. Yes, that's true. But when I answer and I hear something in a robocall or a recording or whatever, I just slam that phone down. I ain't gonna say yeah, because I'll say, well, who are you? Oh, is this? And then they want to know, is this Patricia or is this Pat Grant? Nope. I say anything but the word yes. That's right. Sometimes when I'm up to it, I play a game with them. There was the continental U.S. and it was Canada as well. Yes, they did say that in the newspaper. Yeah, they did. So I don't know about any other countries, but it said the U.S. and Canada. But it's mostly, they did say the majority was in the U.S. of A. So yeah. But you listening to PG with Unapologetic Tea Time. Don't forget to go and check out my blog at www.unapologetic-time with pg.com. Again, that's www.unapologetic T-time with pg.com. Well, folks, it's been good. It's been real. There's someone on here or someone who will be listening in the near future needs to know that trouble doesn't last always. I can't tell you when it will end if you haven't trouble in your life, but sooner or later it will come to an end. Trouble does not last always. Remember, do you always love yourself first before you can love anyone else? You have to love yourself. Live your life today because tomorrow is certainly not promised. Well, it's been real. It's been good, y'all. I'm going to go ahead and get on up off of here. Y'all have a great rest of your Thursday afternoon. You have been listening to PG with Unapologetic Tea Time. Bye now.